everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a requested video. A lot of you guys wanted to see my opinion, thoughts, and swatches of the new Milani eyeshadow palettes that they recently came out with. So I am here to share with you guys my thoughts, the review, swatches, everything about them. Before I get into it, if you are new to my channel, welcome to the family. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you do like it, and let's get on with the review. So as you guys know, Milani came out with new eyeshadow palettes. These are 12 pan eyeshadow palettes. There are 2 in the collection and they are permanent to their whole entire makeup line. So if you haven't found them, trust me, I have seen them multiple times throughout my Walgreens, my Walmart, Target. I don't think my Target carries Milani, but some Targets do carry Milani. So anyway, so they came out with 2. One is completely mattes, which is the first one, which is called Most Love Mattes, and then the second one, which is Bold Obsessions, which is a mixture of mattes, satins, and metallic eyeshadows. So these on the Milani website are $20, but they're a lot cheaper at Walmart. They are $15 a piece. If you find these at CVS, I would recommend waiting for buy one, get one half off. That way you are getting them for $15 a piece and you can use your extra bucks or coupons that may have come out. Sometimes they have like buy one, get one 40%, you know what I mean. So wait for those type of deals. Don't pay full price for these because you can get them at a cheaper price. So these specific ones come with a mirror. So both of them come with a really nice mirror, which I do appreciate because it is good. The packaging, you get a bunch of fingerprints, as you guys can see, and they're very reflective. So I'm trying not to blind you guys as I am reviewing these eyeshadows. Each of the eyeshadow palettes do have names on the back of them. So if you want to reference a color, you do have that in the back. Before I even looked at the back, in all honesty, I already caught on to what they were doing. So these eyeshadow palettes, as you guys can see, have been broken down into quads. So they go down in columns. So this would be your first quad, this would be your second quad, and this one would be your third quad. That's their intentions of you using these. Now, obviously you can do whatever you please. I want to shuffle around, but I myself did notice that as I opened this up, I'm like, hold it, these look like, you know, they're rows or they're columns of colors that you can use. So both of them do come in that way. Each of the eyeshadows are 0.04 ounces, which is a standard size. I could tell that's how much eyeshadows come in the Tarte in Bloom palette. They have 0.05 ounces, so this has a 0.01 less of that. So you're not getting, you know, cheated out of more product in these. These are actually a pretty good amount of product in them, so it's good for the price is what I'm getting at. So basically coming down to it, I have used these on camera. You guys have seen them in a makeup play date that I did use these. I have used them off camera. I have played around with them. I'm going to first talk to you guys about the matte shades. So the matte shades obviously are completely matte. You do get a warmer tone and you do get some sort of cooler tones in here. So you do get a mixture of both. I know some have mentioned that you would prefer for them to get an all cool tone one. Maybe in the future their third one may be that way, or a rosy one. I don't know. But you do still get some cooler tones right in the center, more of neutral tones up here, and then you obviously get your warmer tones down here. So I do feel like you get a small amount of variety and you can mismatch, you know, what you want for the day. As far as the texture of these eyeshadows, they're not all the same. And what I mean by that is when you put your finger in some of these, some are a lot more creamier to the touch, and others you can actually hear how dry they are. That is not to say that they perform badly on the eyes, absolutely not. But as far as how you feel these, you do get that, like, it feels like you're rubbing a chalkboard. Like that's what it sounds like to me, like a dry chalkboard. And it just feels like it's more drier. Some of these I feel like I did have to build up, and then there's others where it's whoa pigmented, but I did enjoy the eye looks that came out with these. I can't complain, and the lasting power of these was a little bit better than most eyeshadows that I do have from the drugstore. Most of the time I do see a lot of fading in my colors, my transition colors, especially on my outer V out here. I do see the most fading there throughout the day when I do use drugstore eyeshadows. But with this one, I saw the minimal amount of fading. I did see still some, but it was super minimal. Like only I could tell the difference because I noticed that on my eyes. Keep in mind, I always have to use a primer because I have very oily lids. And if I do not, these would not even last an hour because my oils on my lids would break it down completely. So these are with a primer. Now, as far as the Bold Obsessions, this one comes with more of satin finishes, more metallic finishes, and then you do get some mattes thrown in here. The only, again, I do still feel that some of these are drier than others, especially the top row up here. I feel like these are a little bit more drier to the touch than the other ones. And then you have some that are just absolutely stunning. My two favorites are the ones out here, Sands of Time and then Suede Side by Side. These two are definitely my favorite. These red ones are gorgeous. This gold one has attracted everyone's eye. Basically, once you open this palette, that's the one that will attract you. My only gripe with that one, it's crumbly. You cannot, at least on me, I found it that I had to use it wet or with a glitter base because I did try to pack this on to try to mix it with a different color and it just did not stay on my eyelid, so I had to use it wet. That's my only downside to this one right here, which is called Gold Getter. So keep that in mind. They did come out with a palette last year, a 5-pan palette, and they had a gold one in there that is very, very similar. Actually, as a matter of fact, these two right here are very similar to that one eyeshadow palette that they came out with last year that I did share with you guys, one of those eyeshadow palettes. They came out with an all matte one and then they came out with a 5-pan one, which is kind of what they did here, just more eyeshadows, I guess. And those are $10. So these are $5 more if you get it at Walmart. So that's my only gripe with these. Obviously you do get a matte black. You do get, this is more of a satin finish. I don't feel like this one is a matte. This one again is also a satin finish, but it is very, very beautiful. As far as any repeats between both of these eyeshadow palettes, the only repeat I found was this color right here. Of course, you don't want to stay open. This color right here is very, very similar to this color right in the center right here. So that's the only eyeshadow that I felt was a repeat between both of these, but other than that, I don't see any other repeat at all, because even those dark browns, one's a little bit more of a cooler tone and the other one's more of a warmer tone to these. So obviously I shared with you guys swatches of both of these eyeshadow palettes. I love these palettes. I really, really do. I have been super picky with my drugstore eyeshadow palettes lately. For at least the past year, I have decluttered so many of my drugstore eyeshadow palettes because I feel like I reach more for my higher end because they fade more on my eyes. Comparing the ones that I have decluttered and some of the ones that I still have lingering, I still feel like these are up there, like my top 5 formulas. If you did not like the 5-pan eyeshadow palettes from Milani that they came out with in the previous years, I know some of you guys have mentioned that you didn't like them, and I am such a fan of those. These are better than those. These really do perform so well. They blend beautifully. I had no problem building any of these up. I had no problem with any of these giving me a hard time with packing it on. A lot of these, with the exception of that gold one, play well with each other. You guys have seen it on camera where I played with 2 of them to kind of tone it down, the red. So you do get some that play nice with others, and then you get that one exception. That one rebellious child that just doesn't want to play nice with their siblings, basically, is what you're getting. But I do recommend these. I really do recommend these. If you are very hesitant on buying any drugstore eyeshadow palettes, I think that these are really good. I do... it's been a while since I tried those e.l.f. Matte for Mattes, and I kind of feel like the matte one of those is a lot softer to the touch than this one is, but that doesn't mean that it's not the same performance. Swatching an eyeshadow and putting it on your eyes are two different things. You can't base an eyeshadow off of just swatching it, because sometimes when you see it on your hand and then you actually apply it, you realize that it is not so easily applied on your eyes like that gold one. So I do like these. You guys know that I am such a fan of Milani eyeshadows. I was super excited to see these come out, and I have been using these constantly. As you guys have seen, if you saw my Wednesday video with my Project Pan, you guys know that I'm having an issue with my eye. That's why I don't have any eyeshadow on, but I have used these constantly this past month. So if you just see my description box, you'll see what looks I have come up with, because I have shared it with you guys in a tutorial, and I have used these on camera as well. So I do recommend these, but it's up to you whether you need another eyeshadow palette, you are sick and tired of having terrible eyeshadow palettes at the drugstore. I really like these. They are seriously stepping up their game. Like, I am so proud of the drugstore, especially with these. Like, and you do get mattes in these. I think this is why I'm more excited about it, because you're getting a whole matte eyeshadow palette, and then you're getting one that has mattes but shimmers. And because of these two palettes that I just recently got, you'll see in the future what I'm doing with certain other eyeshadow quads and palettes that I do have, because these have taken over it and there's no need of constantly having more and more. So you'll see that in a future video, but I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys on these because you guys had asked me about them. I do love them. I would recommend them. I have used them. For what you're paying, you're getting a good product. I'm not saying it's the best of the best, but comparing it to drugstore eyeshadow palettes that I have tried, the texture, feeling them is not as good as when you apply them. And I personally like drier eyeshadow formulas because I have oily lids. If you have drier eyelids, you may not like these because they are a little bit more drying to the touch, if that makes any sense. I know you're probably thinking I'm crazy, but you feel it and then let me know if I'm crazy. Okay, just let me know. So anyway, I will link these down in the description box. Do not purchase them on Milani's website unless you have a coupon, you have a 20% off, you have something to go for there, because you're gonna find them cheaper at Walmart. You're gonna find them cheaper if you get them buy one get one half off at CVS. You know the deal, you know the drill. Shop where it is cheaper for you in your area, because these you do not have to pay the $20 for, trust me. So anyway, I will catch you guys in my next video, and don't forget that a smile is the best makeup a girl can wear. Bye guys.